Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name's Claire. Today I am going through and setting up my 2025 Erin Condren vertical planner. So this is just me hopping straight into it and going through and just doing the intro pages. I don't think there's too many that I'll be filling in prior to the month, but really going to be focused on setting up my January and setting out my goals for January and all of that good stuff. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching. So the planner that I have is this beautiful planner by Erin Condren. This is the cover that I picked. I did get it personalized with my name, and I did do a full video flip through of this planner if you're interested in seeing kind of what it looks like. And again, this is the vertical layout. So I'm just gonna put my first name here, and that is off center, so I will do my full name. And please excuse my voice, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so if it goes in and out a little bit, that is why. So again, really beautiful page dividers. There are the calendar overviews here. There is a little bit of space in between each one, so I was debating kind of writing in some of the birthdays for the year, and I think I might do that. So what I think I might do is get a couple of my mild liners here, or actually I'm gonna do these ones by Mr. Pen. These are really beautiful, and they're just a little bit more subtle than the mild liners. And then I also have three that are kind of in a similar color scheme. So I'm only going to go through and do the 2025 calendars here. But essentially what I'll do is I'll start Okay, so with this one, my original intention was to go through and do different colors for different people's birthdays. You'll see in a couple of months I didn't do that. December I have a ton of stuff, so I put a few colors, but again, just 3 colors across 5 events, but mainly just doing birthdays here. So for this section, I'm just gonna put the names of the month, and then I'm not gonna use this for events, but I think what I'm gonna do is each month I'm just gonna put like an overview of what were my key goals. And I'll do those as the months come, but I will just do the month names right now, just so that's all set up for myself. Okay, so this is all set up here. It's quite a thick planner, so it's hard to do that side without actually folding it over. But as I do my planning, so once I do all my goals for January, then I'll come back and add here what were my main goals and how did I progress. I'm not going to use this page right now, but I'm sure I probably will use that in future. I do tend to use those pages. And then in terms of January, so as you might have seen in the month overview, I do have a January birthday. And it is my sister's birthday. And I know I've got a sticker for birthdays back here. So I'm just going to, because it's in the calendar, I'm just going to do a little cake. And her birthday's on a Sunday. All right, and then aside from that, honestly, I don't currently have anything planned for January in terms of special dates, anything like that. We're currently on Tuesday, so I'm doing this a little bit late. And looking at my goals that I have for the year, I'm just starting to think through what do I want to have set. So I'm going to go through, and I find the easiest way for me is to break it into the same categories as I usually do. And I know you've probably seen these on my last couple like monthly review videos. But I do a section for school, a section for business, and a section for personal. And then this one kind of changes depending on what I need to do kind of each month. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do school, business. I tend to have a lot more tasks for business because I have a lot of things I want to do there, but school is my top priority right now. And then I'm going to have personal. So this is anything for myself in terms of my health, my own goals that doesn't have to do directly with school or business. So the main things for school is I want to finish my statistics course. And as I've mentioned on a couple of my other videos, I'm just on my last 2 or 3 chapters on that, and then I have a final, so that should be done pretty soon. But just with being under the weather, I'm aiming for this week if I have the mental capacity to do it, but I'm not sure I will, but at least by mid-year. The other course I really want to finish as soon as possible is my finance course. So again, aiming to do that in January, but we'll just see how we go. I think that's going to be quite an intense course. The book is absolutely massive for this one, so I'm just not sure how quickly I'll be able to get through the material. And then in terms for January, that's really it. I don't think I'm going to get much further on my physical courses. I do want to finalize outcome on approval of the challenge. So I have 2 courses that I've requested the challenge. I've submitted my readiness rationale and I'm just waiting for the outcome. And then that means I can just know that I'm going to do portfolios for those, and hopefully those portfolios get accepted. And then ideally I would like to do my management 4711 portfolio, which is the next portfolio I know I'm doing. So aiming to get that done in January if I can, but I would say these 2 courses are probably priority first, and then that would be the 3rd priority. And then I have been like drawing circles to color in for this section, but what I'm going to do is just see if I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potentially. All of these just feel too long, but let me see if this might fit. Yeah, not so much. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that down here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do down here yet, but there's usually some sort of list that I can do. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to draw my circles in like I always usually do. So I'm just going to do 1 per line. I'm just going to do 1 per line, but like I might not do this many goals. So again, I'm going to have practice instruments. This has been something I keep meaning to find time to do, but I haven't done it, but I do want to do it. So I'm just putting this essentially until I can get myself into a routine of doing it. So I did just make a quick kind of post-it of what are my key goals. So I'm just looking here. I do want to focus on getting myself set up to do a 10K. So what I'm going to do is something to do with starting to get myself in that state to be able to do a 10K. So I'm thinking about starting with like a 5K online type of thing, but honestly, even to do that at this point, I just really need to get some healthier habits. So I want to say 2 times walk per day. And this is something where I already do a decent walk with the dogs every evening, but I want to start to ramp that up to 2 now that I'm starting to kind of come into myself a little bit more. In terms of mental, so this is just really getting deeper on my journaling practice, going that next step. So I'm just going to write deepen journal practice. So I have deepen journal practice, so that's kind of for my mental. And then in terms of my spiritual, I really want to, what I'm trying to think is something to do with like my tarot cards or like my card decks. So I want to say 1 day per week, cards minimum. So just essentially each week I'm taking some time to like look at my cards, study, and just expand my knowledge there a little bit. All of that's money, which I'm not focusing on so much for January. That's school, social media is my business. I could do books here potentially. So I'm wanting to read 100 books for the year, which is just under 2 a week. So, I mean, I've been doing more than that anyway, but I want to say, because I'm just thinking I want to get through my physical TBR. So if I'm doing 2 a week, that would be 8 books for the month. So I'm just going to say 8 plus books read. I'm going to say 1 plus nonfiction, 1 plus physical, because I really want to start to get through my actual bookshelf. In terms of personal, so writing a book, that's not going to happen this month in terms of even starting that. I would love to get items published with Hay House at some point, so that's also not going to be a January thing. Vacation is also going to be a later in the year thing. Getting outside more, I could definitely do something with that. But I think what I want to do is, I want to create, and that could be paint, it could be sew, it could be drawing. This is just, I want to do something. It could even be like photography. This is just getting more into my creation and having fun in life a little bit. Just essentially something for joy and to bring a little bit of joy into my life. And then I want to get outside more, so 2 walks a day will help me also get outside. So I'm just adding here, spending time by the ocean. I find like that's always really therapeutic for me. We live on a small island. I'm surrounded by the ocean, really not taking advantage of it, especially like with the colder weather, but there's something really special about just being by the water that's really beautiful. So I'm gonna have that be one of the items as well. So as you can see, a lot of this is more like wellness, mental health, like fulfillment type stuff rather than, you know, accomplishments. so to speak. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for with my personal goals this year. And then in terms of my business goals, so I do have, so I probably should have brought this up before, but this is my December list. As I mentioned in my December kind of setup videos, my weekly videos throughout the month, all of these are stretch goals that I'm putting. Same with these. I'm putting everything that I would possibly want to do. But I'm not expecting to hit all of them. It's just more inspiration to draw from and me know where I want to focus my time. And so a lot of these are going to be getting carried over. So I did accomplish plan list. I did start to think about some of my 2025 goals, but I want to get really clear on my business goals. And again, that's going to be like all this week that I'm focusing on that. And just getting more consistent with my blogs and my newsletter and everything like that. So a lot of these ones I'm actually going to carry over, and I'm going to carry them over even if I don't think I'm going to get them done this month. And the reason I do that is so that I don't lose track of the things that I did want to do. So I'm very much an out of sight, out of mind person, and that's why I bring everything over. And so I'm just thinking what I want to put in this section, and I think what I might do is have this be like, what are my top priorities across everything for like my top 4 goals. And because it's the start of the year, like I could do the full year, but I really just want to focus on January specifically. And so I'm going to see if this one has like a top focus type sticker. Again, this is the productivity one. There was some there, but I'm just like with the color scheme. So this one just has prioritize. I think I'm going to do this one. It's just a black sticker. And I'm just going to put it across the top here. All right. So my top priority is going to be my statistics course. So I was doing daily YouTube videos for Planmas, and then I took a few days off after Christmas. But I do really want to get back into daily YouTube videos, and right now I have a ton that I'm filming just as I'm getting ready for the new year. Like I'm just filming everything I'm doing. So I'm going to aim to do daily videos throughout January as well. And then in terms of my personal, so what I think I'm going to prioritize here, there's so much stuff that I would really love to do, but I think I'm going to go for the 2 walks a day. And the reason for this is this gets me outside. It gets me on track with my goal that I have for the year. I would love to do a 5 or a 10K. I'd love to do a 10K and like build myself up to that. And getting the walks in is going to help with that. It will also help with my mental health. It would help with me getting outside. I could walk from where I live down to the ocean, so I could kind of knock those 2 out at the same time. So I'm gonna really strive to average 2 walks a day. And also because the walk we do right now is after dinner, a lot of times it's in the dark, so it would be good to actually get out into the sunshine. And I'm just trying to see here if my next one I'm wanting to prioritize is my finance course. Or if I want to do something for my business. I think if I'm doing my daily YouTube for my video, I think if I'm doing my daily YouTube for my business, that's going to be quite a lot of time. And so what I'm going to do is put my finance course as my next priority, although part of me is tempted to do that, but really I should do my finance course. And the reason I'm torn between these is because my finance course is a physical course, so it's more labor intensive, but potentially not as long of a turnaround time because I'm just going to complete it, do the final, then I'm done. Whereas this one is a portfolio that I have to create, I have to send in, get feedback, revise, and then wait up to a month to find out if it's accepted or not. And because I have 4 of these to do and I'm wanting to be done by June, there's a little bit of a time crunch here, but the June is just my own date that I've put, so really it's not as urgent. I should probably try to knock out the finance course first if I'm being kind of doing what I should do rather than maybe what I want to do. And so this is going to be my top 4 focuses for the month. And like I said, this one's almost done. This will be all the way through the month. This will be all the way through the month. And then the finance course will be probably the last couple weeks of the month. And what I was going to find is I have in the wellness, I think it's this one. This has a couple of like monthly tracker things. That's what I'm looking for. Probably going past them already. These pages here. So what I'm thinking I might do, if I have the space to do 2, I'm kind of wishing I then moved this one over. Let's see if I can pull that up nicely. Okay, so that's going to be my priority list, and then these are going to be my 2 trackers. And so this one is going to be YouTube videos, and this is going to be my 2 walks per day. And so then what I'll be able to do is start to track those. So like I said, it's the 2nd. So for this one, I didn't do it yesterday and I am still under the weather. So this one might be a slower start, but I'm really just going to be working on building the habit throughout the month so that hopefully by next month, it's not so much a struggle to get out and I'm able to improve my consistency. So that is it for setting up for the month. I will be doing a video setting up my planner for my first weekly spread. So I'll probably get this week and the one for next week up fairly soon from when you're seeing this. So they may already be up on my page by the time you're watching this. If you did enjoy this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give me a like. It does help me out a lot. And then also subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell if you're interested in seeing more from me. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful week ahead.